Hey, what's going on today, YouTube? Memphis Mike on a cold, rainy, chilly December day here in Memphis, Tennessee. Just hanging out in the shop, having a little bit of bourbon, a little bit of Old Dominic. It's a local bourbon, not bad. Goes great with a cigar. Don't drink and ride though. Let's get started. What do I want to talk about today? Well, just one thing I want to bring out. Regarding oil change. I changed my oil in my Goldwing not too long ago, and I opted to send it in for an oil analysis to Blackstone Oil Analysis Lab right here. Someone off of Facebook suggested it, and I thought, I'm curious. Okay, so I sent it in to them. Cost you 28 bucks. Yeah, a little high maybe, but I thought I just want to see what they say. So anyway, I use Amsoil, metric oil for the GL 1800 Goldwing, holds 4 quarts. I also use the Amsoil filter as well. So I opted to push my oil to 12,000 miles this time. I never do that. Never, maybe 8 or 10, but not 12. I wanted to see what they said. You know, is my oil still in great shape? Is it wore out? Is it nasty? Is it yucky? Is it showing signs of wear? Anyway, but I've been using Amsoil actually for about the last 4 years since I bought my Goldwing in 2014. And I've been really pleased with it. So, in fact, I signed up as a preferred dealer as well to get the preferred pricing. No, I'm not here to sell you Amsoil and take your order, but I'm just mentioning I go ahead and order it, and a couple of friends of mine get it. I give them to it at my cost. I'm not in the business to make money off my buddies and all that. But anyway, so I sent my oil analysis in to Blackstone Labs, and I basically just wanted to ask them, you know, what kind of shape, you know, my oil was in right here. And let me read to you off my laptop here what they told me, and let's see here what they say. They said, John, my first name's actually John. John, I know. So what kind of shape is the oil in after 12,000 miles? This would be from March to November, about roughly 7 months. So they said physically it was in pretty good shape. The viscosity was just slightly thick for 10W40, but that's not a problem. It wasn't the result of any sort of contamination, and insolubles are low at 0.2%. So high oil temps aren't a concern. Wear metal looks good too. The universal averages show typical wear after about 5,300 miles of oil use. My GL 1800 produced less wear after a much longer interval, so the internal parts are in great shape. Just check back to build wear trends. This is an excellent first report. So good. I mean, that seems to indicate to me that, hey, is the Amsoil worth the extra money? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I simply went to Amsoil Synthetic because I didn't want to change my oil every 3,000 or 4,000 miles. I ride too much. If I ride 24,000 miles a year on one bike, let's say you change that at every 4,000 miles, that's 6 oil changes a year. I'm basically changing my oil every other month. Don't want to do that. You know, so I know everybody has an opinion on oil, and that's cool, especially among the Goldwing community and probably in every other biker community as well. I don't care if you ride a Harley or Yamaha or whatever. You know, so I even shared this with some of the guys on Facebook in the Goldwing Riders Only group. That's where I participate in Goldwing chats and talks. Some guys here said, hey, great product. Here's another guy here says, I've used Amsoil on several wings. Always had confidence it was doing great. Here's another guy. Here's my buddy Jay Christopher. Man, he does a lot of riding on his F6B. Said, I figured it would still have plenty of life left at 12,000 miles. Honda recommends 8,000 miles when using the dinosaur oil. Hashtag OEM, so synthetics can stretch. let's see here. Here's another guy that says, I use whatever the dealer puts in, and I have no complaints. And that's okay. Honda OEM oil is pretty good oil. Not going to deny that. This one, he says, I've been doing it for 55 years, so I see no need to change now. Old habits are hard to break. Again, not trying to sell anybody on Amsoil. Just want to share my experience and my report with this here. Here's one guy that says he uses Amsoil. He changes the filter every 5,000 miles, but changes the oil every 20,000 miles. Wow. At 96,000 miles, he says, no problem. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Let's see. Here's another guy. He makes a great point here. People have gotten so caught up in that changing your oil every 3,000 miles is a marketing ploy. He said, even some people that use Amsoil and other synthetics still change it at 3,000 miles. In my opinion, you are wasting your money. You want to change it at least once a year, but if you're changing it every 3,000 miles with a high dollar Amsoil, which retails at about $13.60 a quart, a little less if you get it at preferred pricing, you're wasting your money. I mean, it's a big waste. You're just throwing it out the window. But if it makes you feel good, then you go ahead and do what you want to do. That's quite all right. Again, not here to stir up the oil debate right here. Here's another thing here. He said, Oz says, hey, thanks for putting out the information. I've stopped changing my oil at every 3,000 miles years ago, but information is just like food. Everybody don't like the way it tastes. Now you got a good point, Oz. You know, so here's some other, let's see what the other things here. Here's one guy that says, I'm a bad biker. I change it at the start of each season, and that's it. You need to change it at least once a year. Maybe you're only riding 4,000 or 5,000 miles. Oh, wait, never mind. 15 to 20,000 miles. My bad. Wow. Okay. If that's what makes you happy. Here's one guy that says, I use Rotella T6 in mine. About 20 bucks a gallon. Hey, guy's saving money, you know. Am I blowing my money on Amsoil? I don't think so. It does make me feel good. It gives me confidence. Let's see here what others here say about my oil report that I posted. Here's Dave says, a good report on a good product right here. Here's one guy says, I run Mobil 1 and change about every 5,000 miles. Mobil 1 makes great oil, according to the experts. Let's see here. Here we go. Here's a guy that says, I like peace of mind and the way I ride. What's 20 bucks at Walmart for full synthetic? That's okay. You can have peace of mind. That's all that matters to you. Here's Chris Gonzalez says, hey Mike, glad to see you finally sent it in. Maybe Chris was the one that suggested I do this. I can't remember. I know a lot of people. I read a lot of comments. So anyway, here's one guy that says, most of us change our oil too often, but definitely change the filter. So anyway, you know what? I've been pretty pleased with the Amsoil metric oil in my Honda GL 1800 Goldwing. Man, that's good bourbon. And anyway, I'll put the link to the description to Blackstone if you want to send in a sample of your oil. Again, nobody's paying me to talk about these products right here. I'm just hanging out in the tool room, enjoying my chilly Sunday afternoon. But I'll put the website link on here. Like I said, I think it cost me 28 bucks, you know. So I may not do this for another year and a half or two. Who knows? And everything. But like I say, I just kind of wanted to figure out and see what my Amsoil stuff was doing. I use the Amsoil filter as well. Some people, one guy said, man, I can change my oil 3 times for what the price of Amsoil costs. Well, fantastic. I don't want to change it that much. Simply put, I don't want to change it that much. So anyway, I'm not a tightwad. I don't mind spending good money for good products. So anyway, YouTube, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for sticking with me on this vid. Hope you have a great day today. And be sure and hit the like button. Be sure and hit the subscribe button as well. And I am very grateful for my subscribers, man. We're just here at Memphis Mike, keeping it real. That's all. One guy says, man, Memphis Mike, I like the way you keep it real. You know what? That's the only way I know to be. No fluff, no puff, no hype, no flash going on around here. Man, I can see my breath. It is cold in my tool room out here. Therefore, we need a little bourbon to warm up. Thanks a lot.